Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of Finding Me with Shalid Nelima, of course. So today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't really take time to understand. Are you someone with a very huge personality? Do you speak out your mind? Do you express yourself freely? Do you try to correct things and try to talk things out when they come up? When you get into a room, what do you like doing? There are people who are created for the spotlight. There are people who cannot just dim their light to fit in and things of that sort. Are you a person with a big personality? So today we're going to declutter and talk deeply about what it is to have a big personality. Now, today we are going to dig deep and talk about people with big personalities. You know, they come out as expressive people, energetic people, people who naturally take up space, people who actually fit to be leaders. You know, they can inspire others, they can lead, they can bring confidence into spaces, you know. And there are people who, that is who they are, you know, they can't shrink. Kuna watu wenye, if you put them in a setting where they need a leader, they are always ready and willing to bring a change. They are always willing and ready to do something. Like, for example, let's give it a classroom kind of setup, you know. There are those students who, when the teacher asks a question, they really want to answer. Kuna mtu mwenye, this person inamuasha tu, lazima ajibu swali in that class. And then there are these personalities whereby they don't have to answer. They can know the answer, but they won't shoot up their hands, you know. So today I'm delving deep on who are these people with big personalities. Because one thing I realize is people with big personalities tend to be misunderstood because they can come across as intense or over emotional. Yet these are people who are they take up spaces without really trying so hard. Are you that person who takes up space without putting in so much effort? Are people drawn towards you so much? Do people always want to listen to what you have to say? One thing about these people, they tend to take up leadership roles. Even in church, you find them musical leaders, you find them on the pulpit, you know. If they know how to sing, you find them in praise and worship. If they know how to dance, you find them in the creative department, maybe as the lead dancer and things of that sort. One thing most people who have these huge personalities go through is sometimes they're not accepted fully by people because of who they are. People feel like they need to tone down a little bit. People feel like they need to do less of what they're doing. People feel like this person is coming across as too much. The truth is, when God creates a human being, he gives them personality, and that personality is for a reason. One thing about the society today, it does not appreciate the energy of people who are outspoken, you know, or people who are loud. Instead, they try to shrink it by saying, oh, you are too loud. Calm down, you know. Yet, these are people we are supposed to encourage them by telling them their energy brings life into the room. Your energy brings life into the room. Your energy pulls people together. I like how passionate you are, you know. But they don't get that often. I'm here to tell people who have big personalities that there is nothing absolutely wrong with you. God created you for a reason. There is a void you feel in this earth with your uniqueness and with your personality. One thing about outspoken people, sometimes they're very emotionally intelligent. You know, you find these people, they think deeply about things. They don't shallowly handle things. They think deeply about situations. You know, these are people who will question the why, the where, the when. It does not necessarily mean they are bad people. They're people who tend to feel things deeply and who tend to want to understand things deeply. So the best thing to do is to recognize their leadership and build up their charisma. You know, if you feel like they're being too much, a big personality becomes powerful when paired with self-control and empathy. Now, these people need to be taught how to be empathetic and how to apply self-control. Because sometimes you can be very loud, but when you lack empathy, you end up hurting people because of being loud. you know. You end up not being able to rationalize. You're not able to think through things before saying them or doing them, because now you are an open book, you are loud, you speak. But is what you're saying building someone up? So one thing I feel like most people do not understand is these people who are loud also need some level of direction. A lot of charismatic people, they influence other people, you know, and it is important to teach these people how to influence people positively. There is nothing wrong with you being loud. There is nothing wrong with you having influence. The only problem would be if your charisma is utilized in the wrong direction. Your charisma should be utilized in the right direction, you know. It should be utilized in building the community, in building the society, in fixing things, in doing things as they ought to be done. So it is of essence, it is of the essence to engage self-control and empathy together, to infuse self-control and empathy together with your personality.